Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. In today's video, I'm going to give you my review of the Anker SoundCore Sport XL. Let's get started. Alright, so here is my Anker SoundCore Sport XL. I've had it for a few weeks, so I've had ample use out of it. I will say that I am extremely impressed by this thing, a lot more than I was expecting, but I guess that makes sense considering its price point. So overall, I'll give you a quick overview, then go over my pros and cons. If you haven't seen it already, I do have an unboxing video. I will leave that in the description as well as after this video. So to get things started, this thing is incredibly easy to use. You can see Bluetooth, volume up, play pause, volume down, as well as the power button. So that's extremely simple. Not a lot of controls. You can do the most of the controls through your device. On the back, there are some ports here. There is a USB output. There's an auxiliary as well as a micro USB for charging. This thing is dustproof, it is waterproof, it is shockproof. There is I think this is rubber. It's either that or a very durable plastic. It feels like rubber though. Coating on this whole thing. There is a subwoofer at the back here. I thought this might be a design flaw in regards to durability, but you can press on it and stuff like that, and it's actually not doing any damage to the speakers. So this does have two speakers in it, and they are fairly powerful. Overall, I am very happy with the volume of this. It is a lot better than I was expecting. All right, let's get into what I like and what I don't like about the Anker SoundCore Sport XL. So first and foremost, I really like the sound quality. There are two 8-watt speakers for a total of 16 watts, which is considerably more than a lot of them out there, and especially in this price range. Now, the sound quality is very, very good. It's nice, full, rich sounds, as opposed to a lot of the tinny, more trebly sounds out there. Again, I'm not an audiophile, so I apologize if I'm mucking up these terms. It's just my observations on this. Now, I really like the amount of bass that this thing puts out. There are apparently two subs in there. I just recognized one, but I guess there are two. And the amount of bass at lower and higher volumes is actually pretty impressive. So it does really give a full sound, which is nice, and it doesn't sound awful at higher volumes. Now, some of the speakers out there, especially the cheap ones, sound absolutely terrible at higher volumes. This one sounds really, really good. That being said, that goes on to the next point of the volume. So it sounds really, really good on loud volumes, and it also sounds equally as good on the quiet volumes. I'm really, really happy about that. Now, it doesn't get as loud as some speakers out there, but at the same time, it does get pretty darn loud, especially for such a small speaker. Because don't forget, you've got two speakers in here, and it's like my hand itself is bigger than this speaker. So it's actually not that big. So for the amount of sound that this puts out is actually pretty incredible. It's very simple and easy to use. So there are 4 buttons on the top. Sorry, pardon, 5 buttons here on the top. There's a power button, volume down, volume up, a play button, as well as a Bluetooth button. So it's extremely simple. Pretty much anyone can use this, especially if someone's a little foreign to Bluetooth gadgets, or just gadgets in general. This is extremely easy to use. Like you can see the buttons here. Really, really simple and straightforward. It's actually, it's something that I would recommend to, for example, my father, who is not very tech savvy. This is very, very easy to use. And those people who are not tech savvy, it's really, really simple to use. There's not a lot of menu options. There are no menu options. It's just hold down Bluetooth to connect, connect it with your phone or tablet, and you're off to the races. Really easy to use. Durability on this. So I really like that it's dust proof, it's shock proof, it's waterproof to an extent. And I found throughout my testing that it worked flawlessly. I sprinkled a bit of water on it. It didn't do a whole lot. I'm not going to dunk it in the water, but I could, but I'm not going to do that. I paid for this product. I didn't receive it for free, so I'm definitely not going to just dunk it, and then if it goes out, it goes out, right? The overall construction quality, I really, really liked. It's put together really well. The buttons have a nice, satisfying click to them. Actually, I'll just press a few here. I don't know if you can hear that, but they actually feel very, very nice. So this does not feel like a cheap speaker at all. I really like the speaker size on this. It's extremely portable. You can set it anywhere, and it's got a lot of weight to it. And a lot of people would say this is a con with this speaker, but I actually like it because if you set it down, for example, on a patio table outside or by the pool, it's not going to move. A strong wind is not going to blow it over because it's very, very heavy. That being said, if you're putting it on your bike, on the handlebars for some reason, you're going to feel it because it is heavy. Now, I'm not sure why you would do that, but you know, I just saw it advertised on there that someone was doing that, so you would feel it. That being said, I think the weight is actually a pro, just because it makes it a little more sturdy. What I did not like about this, so the rubber backing on this that covers the ports does not inspire full water resistance confidence, I'll say. So it is a little rubber door on here with a little gasket on it, and it just pops open like that. So it's on there pretty sturdily, but I just feel that it would be easy for water to get in here if you were to dunk it under the water. That being said, I wouldn't recommend doing that anyway, but if you were to use this and it just tipped over into like the pool or it was raining or something, you should be absolutely fine, provided that this door itself is on correctly. But it's very easy to not be on all the way. Like you could press it down. Like I'll just open it up here. I'll press it down and you think you got it on all the way. But if you actually take a look, that corner here is not down all the way. And then you have to press it just a little more to close it. So you have to be very, very careful with this to make sure the back door's on all the way. And that's one thing that, you know, it's not terrible, but it doesn't inspire full confidence that I could take this, you know, onto like a floaty on the pool or something like that in case it was to fall off. Now, the battery life is advertised for, I think it's 15 hours. Let me just pull up the Amazon listing here, and I'm looking, and the battery life is advertised here as 15 hours. I did not get anywhere near that, so I get between 6 to 8 hours on loud volumes. I'm wondering if it's just talking about the actual play time, if it's on low volume. But I find if you actually listen to this on a higher volume, the battery life is nowhere near. That being said, I wouldn't recommend using this as a charging device. So it has a USB charging port for your phone. If you're going to use it for 1 or 2 hours, sure, not a big deal. But if you are planning on using this for an extended period of time, I wouldn't actually recommend using the charging port on this, because the battery life on louder volumes is not the best. Now, I also noticed that this is a little on the pricey side. So in Canada, this is $80 for the speaker. I think that it says the list price of $109.99. I would never pay the list price for this. Like at $109.99, I would say the speaker is a not buy. At $79.99, the speaker is very pricey, but at the same time, it's a premium speaker. So I think the trade-off is there. I think the price might put off a few people based on the overall what you get in this package. But at the same time, I would be more comfortable if this was in like the $59 price range. I think that would be very nice. At $79, it is a little pricey, but also not ridiculous for the device, if that makes sense. Especially with the construction quality of it, I'm okay with that. It's just a little pricey. The sound actually is a bit muffled, I noticed. Not to a sense that it actually destroys the volume quality, but it is water resistant and dust proof and all that stuff. So the sound is a bit muffled on this, and you can notice it especially if you were to take the dust cover off, it does muffle the sound just a bit, and it doesn't get as loud as some other speakers. But again, that's not really a big deal considering how small the speaker is. It's not meant to, for example, if you have it on your patio and you've got a party of 100 people, this speaker definitely is not meant for that. It's meant, for example, you got 5, 6 people, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. 10 people, sure. But any more than that, and this speaker might not be adequate. Now, I also really didn't like the included charging cable. So the included charging cable was actually a shock to me. Anker makes very, very good cables in general. I really prefer them for their micro USB cables. However, the included cable I found actually charges the device very slowly. And I tried it even on a couple smartphones, and it charged them extremely slowly. I was not impressed with it. It's a very thin cable. It's very low quality compared to the regular Anker cables that you can actually purchase on Amazon, and I was a little taken back by that. And it's such low quality that I wouldn't even recommend using it in general. It charges my phone slow, it charges the speaker slowly. It's not very good. And I was really let down by that because they've got such a great product here, and at that price point they could just throw in a little bit better of a cable, in my opinion. My recommendation for this is great for personal everyday use. If you do like good quality sounds, if you do want a speaker that is a little more durable, so you don't really have to worry if it's left out in the rain, or if you drop it, or if you're outside, for example, working on your house, or gardening or something, and if it gets a little dirt on it, whatever. It's also great for simplicity. So pretty much anyone can use it. It's very, very what's the word I'm looking for here? It's very imposing, unintimidating, not intimidating. So it's great for those who aren't the most tech savvy person out there, because there's 5 buttons on it, and they're pretty self-explanatory, and they're huge. I wouldn't recommend bringing this one underwater. And again, I put in brackets there, why would you do this anyways? I don't know why you'd want to bring a speaker underwater, to be honest, but I guess if it falls into the water and you pull it out really quick, it's fine, but I wouldn't recommend just swimming around with it underwater. And if you are on the fence about this, wait for a sale. I would say there are other options out there. You can gladly take a look at them. This one, I'm going to bring up the actual Amazon listing here, and you can see it is $79.99. There are other options you can see underneath. Anker SoundCore 2, for example. There are the Aukey speakers, this Shark O2 one. So there are other options, and that being said, I'll just look at 2 here. I'll show you the Anker and the Shark one for comparison. So this is the Anker SoundCore. This is not the waterproof and water resistance ones. You can see here. So you can see here it comes in 3 different colors. The buttons are pretty simple here on the top. The Bluetooth range is the exact same, 66 foot, which actually does work. You can go very far away from this speaker. This one has 24-hour playtime. And looking here on this one, it doesn't say anything about the speakers on it, which is interesting. Maybe in the images? No. So on this one, I have no idea what speakers it uses. Now let's take a look at the Shark one. So this one is waterproof and dustproof and all that stuff. This has dual 4-watt loudspeakers. So here's a great one as a comparison. This is a Shark. I'm gonna just minimize it just a little bit here and bring it up to make things clearer. But you can see that this is a great example of one. I'll make myself a little smaller here. There we go. So this one it's the same waterproof, dustproof rating. This one has dual 4-watt loudspeakers. So this Bluetooth battery powered speaker is 10 hours. It's $69.99, and there are 4-watt speakers attached to this, which is half the speakers as this Anker. So this one has two 8-watt speakers as well as two subs. Here I don't see anything about a subwoofer, so when it comes between the two, for $10 more, this one is a no-brainer. Now again, it is a little pricey overall, but it's kind of worth it. Alright, well that's all I've got for today. If you have any questions on the speaker, please let me know in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. As always, please check out my other videos and hit that subscribe button. Thank you everyone. Take care.